Hello guys, today I'm going to tell you all about Blu-ray, and I hope this review of different software and telling you all about the Blu-ray format will be helpful. First thing I need to start off about is I do apologise for recording this off screen. I did try and use a screen recorder, but the problem is screen recorders don't record footage on Blu-ray players software for some reason. You just get a blank screen. So if you try taking any footage off a Blu-ray player, you won't be able to record anything. Apparently you can get screenshots to work, but that's it. So that's why I'm doing it on a camera, so I do apologise if it's not quite in focus. But I will do the best I can. Now, to talk about Blu-ray, basically, Blu-ray, for you people who don't know, which most people know what it is now, but basically allows you to store data on a disc, which ranges from 25 gigabyte all the way up to 128 gigabyte. Depending on the disc and your writer and what it can do. So, for the purpose of this video, what I did is I bought a cheap, unbranded Blu-ray recorder writer from eBay, £40. This one I got USB free, but there are others that are just players, and that's basically what I got off eBay. A standalone, unbranded Blu-ray player for £40. However, the sellers don't, and even the main manufacturers don't supply any sort of player software for it. They might, if you're lucky, send you a trial version of something with some sort of burning software. However, from what I can see online is unless you spend a lot of money, you're not going to get any of the main packages that are out there to play films, basically. And essentially that's what I wanted to do, is play a Blu-ray film on my computer. So there's many options out there for you. But what you got to be careful of is getting the wrong one, basically. Now you can download them as a trial, and you can obviously test them out. What I found was there's two types of software out there for watching Blu-ray movies. One is a standard cloned copy of a copy of a copy of a copy of a particular type of software, which seems to be like a lot of brands out there. An example being Aurora, NAMP4, MacGo, Idea. The softwares themselves are more or less identical. So, as I said before, these are what I would call clone Blu-ray players. What's the difference between the main ones and the clone ones? The main difference is you don't get what you might call a title menu that's animated with music. They're just very basic. I'll just show you what it looks like. Generally this is what it looks like. It's very basic, and if we just pop a disc in, you'll see what I mean. And there you go. It's very basic, and you can only obviously see the title, but there's no animation, no graphics, no music, no nothing. Very bland, very boring, and not exciting to look at all. and it don't matter which one you look at. They're all the same. So as you can see, they're very much alike. Not very good. So, first of all, let's talk about the various ones available. Now as you can see, I've got quite a few here, which are very different. So let's talk about the three softwares out there. VLC Media Player. Now, you obviously know VLC Media Player very well. A lot of people use it. It's freeware, obviously, and you can play any file virtually on it apart from Blu-ray discs. You can get around this. You can basically add a library file in the system files, and also add an AACS file in your user details for VLC, which will allow you to play Blu-ray. And I'm going to show you to do that. Basically what you need to do is you need to download VLC Media Player. If you don't know how to do that, it's quite simple. Just go to Google. If you don't know how to do that, just go to Google and type in VLC, press enter. Right, to download VLC, all you do is go into Google and type in VLC, and then you want to go into the Videolan official page, and then you just want to basically go into VLC and click on download, and then scroll down to the bottom and click on Windows, and to get your 64-bit version you just click on VLC 64-bit, and that will download VLC. Obviously if you don't want 64-bit, you can just click on there where it says download VLC, and that'll be your 32-bit version. Once you've done that, all you have to do is type in VLC Blu-ray, and there'll be a link to a site called VLC Blu-ray Who Knows My.name. Now you just click on that and it brings up the download page for the two files that you need to download for VLC to play Blu-ray. One file is called the keys database, and one file is called the AACS dynamic library. There's various versions you can download. There's 32-bit Windows, 64-bit, Mac OS, Linux 32-bit and Linux 64-bit, and various options there for you. Once you've downloaded those, I will show you what you do. What you do is you go into computer, go into your hard drive, find users, click on your computer name, go into app data, go into roaming, and then what you do is you open up a folder and call it AACS, like I've done here. And then what you do is you just copy and paste the key file in there. So once you've done that, obviously you copy it from your download file. Once you've done that, you need to go all the way back to your computer and then what you're looking for is program files. If it's 64-bit, it'll be under program files. If it's 32-bit, it'll be under program files x86. So we click on program files, go down to the bottom because that's where Videolan will be. Click on Videolan, open VLC, and then what you're doing is you're going to copy and paste the libaacs.dll file into that program. You obviously copy and paste from downloads, and then you should be set up to play Blu-ray. And I will show you it working, so you know for definite it works. So let's open VLC. So we've got VLC opened up. What you do is you open media, open disk, and there's a Blu-ray option there. Choose your drive, because on this computer I've got two. So I've got Stargate, which is quite an old Blu-ray film. So we'll just play that and see if it works.
Conditions are similar inside. I want to take a look around. Kowalski, ready?
So that's how you get VLC to work. Problem with Blu-ray is it's a constantly evolving technology. So what might work a week ago might not work now. So I will show you what I mean by that. Here's a quite more modern film, a lot more modern than Stargate, which is Hitman. I'll show you what happens when you try and put a more modern film. Obviously we've got an error message there saying Blu-ray error. The Blu-ray disc needs a library for Blu-ray decoding and your system does not have it. VLC is unable to open the MRL. Basically it's saying that it doesn't have the codecs to run the newer film. So that's the problem with VLC, is it's not able to keep up to date with the latest films, partly due to licensing reasons. As I said, Blu-ray is a constant evolving technology, and that's why you have to keep updating your Blu-ray players at home if you've got a standalone player near your TV, and it's a pain in the backside. And sometimes you can't update an older Blu-ray player because it's not got the computer and technical boards inside the machine to update, and a lot of times you end up having to replace it with a new Blu-ray player, and let's face it, Blu-ray players are not cheap. So you've got another option then, is alright, VLC ain't working, what am I going to do? So you can download various standard Blu-ray players. I'll show you an example. Is I actually purchased Idea Blu-ray player, and I didn't like it because it's very basic. It's part of the clone ones, so they all look the same, and it's very limited. So let me show you what I mean by that. Let's open the same film we were just looking at, Hitman. Give it a few moments to look at it. Now, it's brought up Hitman, obviously, but there's no title sequence there. There's nothing to tell you more than what the title says, Hitman. Normally on a normal Blu-ray player you'd see an animated introduction screen with music and moving images, and you get nothing basically. The options you've got available is play movie, chapter selection, your audio, which you can choose your languages, subtitles, and other titles. Other titles there is actually your extras, but you don't know what extras they are, what the extras are, what happens in the extras. You don't know. All you know is how long they are, which is pointless and ridiculous. Anyway, I'll show you what it looks like to play a movie. And there's what it looks like. What I didn't like about this particular software is it hogs the CPU a lot. I do have another laptop, a HP quad-core AMD machine. The top speed of the processor is 1.4 GHz, not very fast, but there is 4 cores. It struggled with this software for some reason, and I think it needs around a 2 gigs processor to work. So ironically, having 2 cores running at 2 gigs works better than 4 cores running at 1.4 GHz. So that's the downside to the software. And when I opened up the other ones like MacGo, obviously you can get this for the Mac as well as the PC. It's very similar. Open file, open disk. As you can see, it's almost identical. That's MacGo. Let's have a look at any MP4. Open disk. Again, it looks identical.
A huge gold statue reads 20th century Fox. The statue is surrounded by spotlights which move over it, back and forth, and back by a city and hill. Out his gun again and places it on the table. He was going to use it on you. She gulps. You're as good as dead without me. She cries. He walks away.
That's any MP4. Let's have a look at Aurora. Again, looks very similar. Open disk. Hitman. These are all trial versions, so you can try them out first. Again, looks the same. Again, very similar. Now, I did find another one which is slightly different, but it's a very similar type of thing, called Liwu. You can find all these by doing a Google search, not hard to find. I did find Liwu to be extremely slow, so some of you may get frustrated if you want to watch a film on it.
felt so much indifference in my entire life.
If you ever again interfere with me like that,
I won't.
are we clear?
Yeah.
So, those are the basically cloned ones, which, to be honest, are rubbish. They lack any sort of quality at all. There's no imagination between the developers to come up with something different. To be honest, I'm surprised copyright hasn't been involved at some point. So, the other alternatives from that is Coral WinDVD Pro 11. Then we've got Total Media Theatre 6. And we've got Cyberlink's PowerDVD 14. Now Coral is pretty good. Price wise, I'll come to that later on and run you through how much they cost, and you can make up your own mind. Right, let's have a look at Coral WinDVD. As you can see, you've got an animated menu here, just like you do on a normal DVD or Blu-ray player. And it's interesting to note that all these software packages I'm looking at do actually show you a DVD animated introduction like here on Blu-ray, but the cloned ones don't give you this, which means it's not an enjoyable experience for me. An example of that is where I showed you the special features on the cloned ones. On here, if you click on special features, it tells you what the scenes are, unlike the cloned ones which just show you times. So on there clearly you can see you've got in the crosshairs digital hits, instruments of destruction, deleted scenes and so on. And obviously you can play the movie as well. And you can also enhance the visuals if you go to video, and say if you go to ratios, you can actually stretch a 4.3 aspect ratio to widescreen.
Tell me why. Why is there a hit on me? Stay here.
And that's Coral WinDVD Pro 11. Right, the next one is the very expensive Cyberlink, so I'll show you that as well. So let's just show you what that looks like. Just take a little bit to load. Again, with Cyberlink you get your animated menu. And that was Cyberlink PowerDVD. That's basically the singing and dancing all DVD and Blu-ray player, and it's probably the best out there. But obviously, with it being Cyberlink, it's quite pricey as well. And the last one, Total Media Theatre 6 by Arcsoft. The thing I found with Arcsoft, it's very intuitive and very simple to use, and that's what you want with a player, something that you can just open up and play what you want. And although the clone ones do that for you, they lack quality and feel of being a quality product. So let's just bring up Hitman. And there you go, that's all your Blu-ray playing software that you can use. I suspect there are many more of the clone ones out there. I think one I found was called Direct Blu-ray as well. And essentially they do the job, don't get me wrong, but they don't give the same feel and quality of a good product. So I would shy away from those. I would always recommend downloading a trial on any of these and testing them out. Now we get to cost. The clone ones in particular do vary in price. Any MP4, I think that was going for around £30 on a special offer. MacGo was around the $60 mark, so was Idea. Obviously there are slight differences in pricings between $50 and $60, and it's dependent on what you wanted to go for. Idea was doing a special offer where you get the Mac and the Windows version of the software for just $50. Unfortunately, what they don't tell you is you're gonna have to add VAT on top of that. I thought I was only spending £45 once obviously the currency converted, but then I realised I was paying 20% on top of that, so it ended up being £54. So it's not such a great deal when I found that out. Anyway, in terms of the quality ones, such as Coral WinDVD Pro 11, that was going for £42. Cyberlink is quite expensive at £80. I think it was $79.99 for their Cyberlink PowerDVD 14, which I didn't really think justified that price. Now Total Media by Arcsoft was on at $50. I think once it converted, it was only about £32–33, and for me that's a reasonable amount of money to pay for software just to watch a film. The others, I thought they were overpriced, especially Cyberlink. I didn't expect it to cost that much. So my choice is Total Media Theatre 6 Arcsoft software. Any of these can be googled and you'll find any of them. I believe any MP4 is being advertised on eBay at the moment for £30. It's your choice. However, my recommendation would be to stay away from the clone ones because you don't get the same experience that you do on a Blu-ray player that you might have under your TV. So if you want that same experience with an animated menu, I would go for Coral WinDVD Pro or Total Media Theatre by Arcsoft or Cyberlink's PowerDVD. Those are the three I would recommend, and stay away from the others. However, if you've got a Mac computer, your choices are limited because I couldn't find any decent software that had a menu. Keep in mind that both the quality ones, as I call them, the Coral, the Arcsoft and the Cyberlink ones, as well as the clone ones, are all capable of doing the menu animated for DVD. However, they don't all do it for Blu-ray. Only the quality ones, Coral, Arcsoft and Cyberlink do. For Blu-ray, that is. So, it's up to you. However, my recommendation would be Total Media Theatre 6, Arcsoft. Just do a Google for it. Just type in Arcsoft Blu-ray player. I'll even show you that. Just go into Google. Just type in Arcsoft Blu-ray player. Click on the link, and here you are. This is Arcsoft, and you can try that out. The prices go up and down on this site for some reason. One day it could be $100, one day it could be $50. At the moment it's going for $87.99. So it does go up and down, so my advice is just to keep watching it, and when it gets to $50, buy it. And that's my advice. And keep in mind, Blu-ray is constantly evolving, so you want to get the best software you can, but you want something you feel comfortable to use all the time. If you're using something cheap and nasty, or something that's one of the cloned ones, you might not enjoy it. Getting back to the Mac, obviously I've got a Mac computer myself, you're a bit limited because I couldn't find any quality pieces of software for it. So what you can go for is MacGo Windows. Sorry. What you can go for is MacGo, which is Blu-ray software. Typically you'd be spending around $60 for that particular one. Idea, you can obviously buy the Mac and the Windows version for $50, which is not a bad price for two Blu-ray players, basically, for the Mac and for the PC, because you get both. However, they're not very good, as I said, you know. Just looking at it, you get no menu. However, I did want to show you what it looks like if you put a DVD in.
It's great to return victorious, and any doubts I had about your abilities are a thing of the past. Did you see me out there? I was magnificent. You might even say stupendous. Why, you wimps? Now one of you has the muscle to stay at those Autobots alone. If I hadn't been there, they'd be picking up your parts with an electromagnet. Nonsense. It was my plan that caused the Autobots' downfall. Your plan? It was my vortex that put him out of commission. Get off!
Now you can get them to fit the full screen. Typically this is an oldish DVD, so it's basically designed for square screens, which is 4.3 aspect ratio. Now you can stretch it to 16.9. However, I have noticed the software does have a tendency to crash when you do that, and it does seem that any MP4 Blu-ray player isn't able to watch DVDs, so that's a bit of a bummer. It does seem though, when you do play DVD on some of these Blu-ray players, you don't get the watermarks in the middle of the screen, especially on the cloned ones. So yeah, are able to watch DVD with no problems. But then again, when you've got Windows Media Player, what's the point? One thing I have noticed is when trying to play any sort of Blu-ray player or Blu-ray or DVD, they do seem to take an extremely long time to load up in comparison to Media Player. So I'll keep that in mind. But as I said, the clone softwares do on DVD give you the animated introductions like you have here. As you heard there, you can obviously get music as well. So, just so you guys know, I will open up my favourite one, which is Arcsoft Total Media Theatre, and let's open the DVD so you can have a look. So we've got no problems playing DVD. Any Blu-ray player that can't play DVD is just stupid. And there you go. I hope this has been helpful. And you know, if you've in a dilemma like I was of which one to go for, I hope this video will reinforce to you what is best for you. I'll just give you a rundown on pricing just before we finish. Coral WinDVD Pro 11 retails for £42. Total Media, depending on when you purchase it, you'll be able to get it for about £32, £33. Cyberlink, well, that's the big daddy one because it does virtually everything you could ever want, but most people won't use most of the features in that. But $79.99 is a lot of money. Now the cloned ones vary in price. Cheapest one I found was any MP4, which was £30. Idea was going for around £45, but that included the Mac one and the PC one. I think there are two options below that for £40, $40, sorry. But it's up to you if you want to go for one of these clone ones. My advice would be to stick to Coral WinDVD, Total Media Theatre 6 and Cyberlink PowerDVD 14. Keep in mind that Blu-ray is a constantly changing and evolving format. My choice for going for Total Media Theatre 6 by Arcsoft was, I actually purchased Idea, and I'll show you something. I purchased this, well, it was given to me as a present, Total Mortal Kombat Legacy. And when I put this on Idea, it just played the special features, which was just a 15-minute documentary, and I thought, well, where's the TV series gone? I wasn't able to play it, so I thought, well, this is crap, innit it? So then I thought I need something better than this, because I didn't like the fact there was no animated menu. So I had a look around, did my research, and came up with Coral Wind DVD, Total Media Theatre 6 by Arcsoft, and Cyberlink's PowerDVD. By the way, just because it says PowerDVD doesn't mean it won't play Blu-rays. It's just always been called PowerDVD for some reason. And that's my review of Blu-ray software. I hope this has been helpful. Hope it's made you think about which one you might want to go for. I hope maybe I've saved you some time, and you know, it'd be nice to get some comments. And thank you for watching, and thank you for being patient.